Eric, what was it like to watch Carson Wentz throw dimes on our head live in person at FedEx Field?
First of all, I'll say FedEx Field is not as trash as people said, which shocked me. There was no well, I can't defend the sewage and the guardrail that fell on Jalen Hurts, but the rest of the stadium was fine. It's a nice big open concourse. Wasn't crowded walking through. They have a nice club area. The only thing is they advertise these dream seats that are right down there in field level that we were sitting in, and they say all-inclusive food and drink. And what was the food? It was hot dogs. Hello?
Sorry.
It was plain hot dogs, and then they were given soft drinks.
Sounds familiar.
So, Dan Snyder, you're a scam artist. That was no dream. It would have been.
Don't call it a nightmare.
It would have been had we won, but I was texting Andy at FedEx Field, surrounded by Jags fans. The stadium was very packed, by the way.
That's what I heard.
Lots of Commanders fans didn't even know there were that many. They'd probably say the same about us, seeing all the teal in their stadium. But
the local radio said it was the most Jags fans he's seen at an away game his whole career.
Let's go, Jaguars! Let's go, Jaguars! Let's go, Jaguars!
I was texting Andy pregame. We were like a little nervous before kickoff. We were like, this feels like week 1, 2021. Houston game. We had just signed Urban. We had just got our guy Trevor. We were coming off James Robinson 1,000-yard rush season. And we had the Texans first. And we were like, we're going to punish this team to the ground. What happened? It was the beginning of the end. They put 37 on our head, and our offense looked like shit. And it was going that way the first half. Carson Wentz came out here slinging the ball to Curtis Samuel, back from his injury. We had forgot about him, but he looked like Debo fucking Samuel out there.
I did not forget about him. I even tweeted before the game, I think the same day, I said he was my player to watch for the first thing that will happen that will be like the biggest negative, the first negative of the season. Right. I said Curtis Samuel taking like a short pass 60 yards, but he just took a lot of short passes, chunks of yards, and he was just unguardable before and after the catch.
And on the 2 Commander pods we were on last week, we mentioned this several times. Like, Carson Wentz doesn't have a bad receiving core to throw to. Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, who I kept praising. Saw the boy at Penn State. I know how he is. And you saw it on Sunday. He got 2 touchdown receptions on our ass. It sucked seeing all the fucking Commanders fans turn to me and go, that's a rookie. That's a rookie. I know your team, sir. The fucking staff down on the field. He's like, that's a rookie. That's all right. I know. Shut up. Fuck. But, yeah, it was awful, especially after hyping up how ass Carson Wentz was, and he's just fucking dicing us down the field just like old times. And it was halftime. It was 14-3. We were dropping passes. We should have had like 4 touchdowns in the first quarter, which is why I wasn't too mad at the final result once we came back in the second half. But what was funny, like, Jags fans talking amongst each other at halftime in the concourse and stuff, like, same old Jags, fuck this. And then we were like, we know how – because remember we told one of the Commanders guys, like, we know watching the first quarter of the Jags game how the game's going to go. And I was telling people in the stadium, I was like, we're not a second-half team. This I feel like this is going to be a fucking blowout. So come out, and the Jags turn it around, end up getting we'll obviously go into deeper, but I'm just fast-forwarding. We get an 8-point lead at one point. I'm fucking drenched because the sun came out. It got hot as fuck. It felt like a Florida game. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because we have an 8-point lead week 1.
I know that headache.
It was starting to hit in the stadium, but it didn't last. Probably because I didn't get blacked at a tailgate beforehand. But then, it got ripped away from us very quickly with Carson Wentz throwing those touchdowns and him just eating on our defense and secondary for the fourth quarter. So that was gutting, especially because it's hard to, because Trevor Lawrence hasn't proven himself yet. So when you get Trevor Lawrence for a game-winning touchdown potential, you're not like,
happening.
You're not like, this is our guy. It's gonna happen. No, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna need a miracle here because he's been missing guys all day, and we're not gonna get open. So It was definitely tough watching Carson Wentz do that shit to us, but I ain't giving no credit to him. He made some good throws, especially that one Terry McLaurin on the side. And Jahan Dotson made that beautiful catch to seal the deal there, but he threw 2 interceptions. He's still him. Jags just gave that game up. So Jags lost it. Carson Wentz didn't win it. In one video, I'm like, we start 0-1. It's going to be a shit show coming into this fucking game against the Colts. But if we lose the Colts game, it's a guaranteed 0-4 start.
Who the next week 3 and 4?
2 away games at Chargers, at Eagles.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we come back home and we play Texans, another division. And then we play,
1-4.
And then we play Colts again.
Oh,
Why is this another record prediction, right?
I was very much humbled because when we were going on those Commanders podcasts, we went on 2 of them last week. I was surprised that they were as confident as they were. I'm like, guys, your team visually, bad visuals, kind of looks like a shit show from afar. And up close, no, they looked very much put together. I've called them Washington since their name changed because I absolutely can't stand. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand Commanders. Made no sense. The logo's ugly, but I will now call them Commanders. They have earned their name and my respect. I will hold up the W. The Commanders are loaded, like I just said. The only thing that can hold them back this season is Wentz mistakes.
It is funny looking back now when we were on those podcasts saying all that shit, not knowing a damn thing about their roster. So we're just like, oh, they're Commanders, they're Wentz, but they're not going to do anything. And they look like they have everything they need to win football games in this league unless Carson Wentz plays a better team that can turn his turnovers into points.
Or can turn the 5 trips into the red zone that we had into more than 22 points.
Yes, because
most will.
We definitely should have had 2 or 3 more touchdowns in the first half.
We should have scored at least 30 points.
We should have definitely done that. So if Carson Wentz is out here slinging interceptions twice a game, then it'll be a rough season for them. But playing the Jags, playing other teams that can't convert those, they'll be all right. But that's why I keep saying we lost that shit and fuck them because they ain't humble shit. Prove it later in the season, Commanders. You have plenty of time.